Ladies and gentlemen, 11th hour of madness as I've just about made it on time. Welcome to Straight Line Racing Season 5 Round 2 here in Catalonia for the Spanish Grand Prix. I'm not sure if Ben's going to be here or not because I sort of told everyone I wasn't going to be here. And that's because I wasn't for a while. Because my PSN ran out just before the stream was meant to start. So I had to scramble to try and get a new code. Because I didn't have enough money to get like the proper one. But yeah, got there eventually. CD keys, love the guys. Just about got me there on time. It's not an advert, but could be. Anyway, yeah. Hello. You've joined, and I've joined just as qualifying is about to come to an end. There's a car spin around there, a Haas, I think. We'll see stuff later on, but yeah. People are going to get ready to do laps. We've got CYP FIFA top at the moment. He's about to come and do a lap on some supers, so this could well be a pole position lap that we're going to watch here, so we'll follow this one along. Forium into the pits, so he's not going to go pole. And yeah, R2 retires, so it won't be him either. Should really be CYP since he's on the better tyre. But we'll see what happens. Let's follow him round in his Mercedes. He's currently now 1.1 seconds ahead of the nearest car on track still. And we will see. We'll see if anyone can beat him. I imagine the only one who's going to be beating CYP at the minute is probably CYP himself. But yeah, we'll find out. And yeah. Sorry, I'm probably not concentrating too much. I've just, yeah. Man, Surface goes P3 and then retires in his Ferrari, and CYP continues to go on, and the stream is up, so that is a thing. Good. Let's keep that on in the background. And 3, 2, 1. That is the end of qualifying. There's only 2 other drivers out there on a fresh set of the soft compound tires. Obviously CYP going for something different. And round the final corner he comes. Is this going to be the pole time? No. But he was first anyway, so it's not going to matter to him. Six Seals, the only other guy out there who can now beat him. Everyone else is either retired or crossed the line to finish. And let's see. To the line. Not going to be pole. Going to be far from it. He's last. But yeah, we've got there. End of qualifying now. I'll quickly go for the order, and then I'll need to be quiet for a minute. I need to set more stuff up because my setup is a complete mess, as I'm sure you can imagine, sort of rushing in here. But yeah. There you go. Here's your pole man, CIP FIFA on pole. Only man on the supers. He'll be starting in the top 10. The rest of them on softs, as you'll see, and they are Forium, Surface, R2, Speedster, Nick Nike, Mebe, Pirate, Calcus, and Alex Musica. Then 11th down to 14th is Milix Jr., Blunt, Evos, and Six Seals, and I shall be back in 1 minute or so, maybe less. I can be very quick. If the mic could ever turn off, obviously. I'm not sure if that was a minute or not, but however long it was, I'm back. And setup is now ready, so yeah, everyone's getting ready to go on their formation lap, and let's find out what tyres everyone's going to be starting on then. So, Obviously, when we do the top 10, we'll be starting from supers to soft. Only one guy on the supers in the whole field, as you can see. Then 11th and 13th on the softs as well, and blunts and six seals. The only guys on the field on mediums. Should be a relatively simple one-stop for everyone. Maybe CIP will try a two-stop. We'll have to wait and see on that one. But it'll certainly be interesting. He is ghosting now. Let's hope he doesn't DC. That would really be awkward. Because we're going to be seeing quite an interesting race here. Our reigning champion, of course, for him, starts alongside CIP on the front row. This is the longest run, or at least one of the longest, down towards turn 1. I think it's about 600 metres, something like that. So really, a good start is crucial. And in effect, that should give CIP the advantage, but we'll find out. And yeah, slipstream can be very powerful, let's just say that. I did a commentary yesterday here, I think it was ERL, and DRS I found wasn't particularly useful, so we'll have to see maybe some creative overtaking here. But we'll find out. We've got a 14-man field, so plenty to happen. And he's got on with it, hasn't he? He's going to be getting to the grid nice and early as we follow him round the final corner. Just for reference, Six Seals has only just started the final sector, so we will see CIP waiting quite a while on the grid. We have surprisingly got 7 people here. Well done to everyone who managed to, 1, notice the stream, and yeah, 2 joined, so hello. You're also here last minute. Good to see you all. And yeah, it is time for the Spanish Grand Prix, round 2 of season 5 of the Straight Line Racing League. And who is it going to be into turn 1? You would imagine CIP has a good chance, but we'll find out. Lights are on ahead of the drivers. They get away. Lot of wheel spin there from CIP. He could be in trouble. We've got Forium in the slipstream, down towards turn 1, defending the inside line. It's CIP, but right around the outside, tries Forium. He has to back out of it, or else he would have had an incident there. So CIP does just about keep the lead, but now Surface on the back of Forium, someone who we would have thought would be maybe one of Forium's main title contenders. It'd be great to see him get ahead just on the start, but he's lost a bit of ground there. He's now got on the inside. R2 having a look in the Williams, bit of contact, and on the exit should be the Williams corner. There's a lot of movement happening further down the field there. Many cars falling off the pace as R2 gets into the podium positions. Look though how close Forium is to the lead of this race. CYP FIFA is certainly within his grasp, and we'll certainly see stuff happen in the near future with them two. But yeah, not really pulling away very quickly on them Super Sauce, and they will wear out rather quickly, I fear. So this could be quite a difficult stint, let's say, for CYP FIFA. Now, biggest gainer on the start, as we see Milix on the inside of Mebe there, losing a lot there. Could actually mean that this man here, Six Seals, could have another few gains, but he's made a mistake. He may end up being swamped. He had went from 14th to 8th, and now they're 3 abreast on the main straight. Who's going to come out on top? On the outside, doesn't look like Six Seals has much of a chance here, but he will try. Blunt is already clear, and Six Seals does stay ahead of Evos, just about. But yeah, I mean, Six Seals probably still has had the strongest start. He is on the mediums, looking very nice, as well as Blunt. Them two are having a good day so far. But yeah, a little mistake in the final corner, looked like just a bit of wheel spin, and it puts Six Seals down one position. He's got Evos trying to challenge him as well, but we will catch back up to that one later. R2 is under some pressure now from Surface and Speedster. Remember, the two Ferraris had a pretty dismal race last time out in Australia. Everything that could have went wrong did. I'm pretty sure they were running 1-2 and it just didn't quite go to plan. So we'll see if these two have a better race this time out. I mean, genuinely, it couldn't go much worse than last time. But yeah, we'll see. Certainly RT under the pressure, because he's going to have no DRS on the next lap unless he closes by 2 tenths up to Forum, which he is starting to do. But then again, Forium will have DRS on CIP as well, so he may just find his way past, quite frankly. But we'll find out what happens on lap 3. Milix now closing into the back of Mebe. We saw him have a go at the end of lap 1. Didn't quite go to plan this time. He backs off a little bit. Looks like Mebe maybe broke a little bit later, but Milix had actually broke early too, so it didn't really matter there. A lot of pit stops. We've seen the bottom 4 all in the pits already. Now, front line changes after some crashes, so really this has become only a 10-car race, unfortunately. We've got Evos having a nice run on 6 seals. Nowhere through though. Although he does have a look. Possibly a broken front wing there. And Milix still on the back of Mebe. The top 7 are nearly within DRS of each other. And now they are. There we go. So all the top 7 staying nice and close. And that is a characteristic of this track. It's very easy to stay behind the nearest car, but it's not too easy to actually find your way past. So, like I say, these guys will have to get creative. Luckily, though, for them, they're only going on to lap 4 out of 33. So we've got a long way to go in this race. A long way to see what will happen. Now, Forium down to turn 1. This could be his first chance to go for the lead. DRS is enabled. I don't have the graphic up, but I swear it is. On the outside, and then he goes back to the inside line, cuts him off, and takes the lead. A little bit of contact as well. He made that one work, and now we've got CIP. He's going to go a bit wide. He's going to lose another place, and he's going to go from first to third in as many corners, 3 corners, and there he goes. Will there be any way to get by again? I don't think there will be. So R2 gets ahead. Forium got ahead. He did a bit of a dummy there down to turn 1. It worked out very well indeed. And our pole sitter, I fear, will start to slide down the order. But let's hope he doesn't. We want to see him fight this one hard. Although he is struggling so much. Look at him. Onto the gravel. As Surface now goes down the inside. Brakes a bit late. Maybe got that a little bit wrong. Look out for Speedster. Doesn't quite have the speed to go past. But Surface did. Just about get slowed down. And so he is now up into P3. And he's got a little bit of a train now behind on CYP. As he's got 3 very eager cars, all looking to try and find a way past. And Milix, he's looking good on Mebe, by the way. I know I said he was looking a bit good on the start and then didn't quite get it right. But now he's looking good again as Mebe slides a bit. We've got also Speedster looking great on CYP. But the only good thing for the Mercedes is that there's DRS for him. But late on the brakes. Speedster had a go, didn't make it work. Mebe stays ahead, by the way, of Milix. Thought he may have been able to capitalise, but he didn't quite. But CIP FIFA, flipping out, he's doing some job to keep that P4. I mean, Speedster looks very confident, and a little bit of a slide, and they're both sliding through turn 5. Milix gets past Mebe, and still on the outside, Speedster cannot get past. There's a front wing going flying there. I wonder if that was from Mebe in his Toro Rosso, I don't know, but we've got now Speedster under the pressure from Milix. Side by side, not quite going to get there through turn 9, I don't think, but then Speedster onto the grass, slowed down much earlier. Milix into the back, and possibly more damage done. I think there's bits falling off cars everywhere here, and Speedster on the outside. Milix hits him off the track. Mebe gets past the Ferrari driver, and once again his race is starting to unfold just like it did in Australia. It is all going wrong, and then Mebe goes wide. Speedster on the inside keeps the position. So, is there damage to them 2 cars? I know there certainly looks to be damage to Mebe. He pits indeed. See how people are already in. It's only lap 6. He really did not get them tyres very far into the race. I just wonder if he is in trouble now. And yeah, Mebe's race sort of ruined there as well. You can see he's got no front wing there on the left hand side. And he gave it a good go to try and get past Speedster, to be fair to him, but Speedster himself had a torrid lap, didn't he? Getting mugged there by Milix and then just getting it all wrong through turn 9. Lucky not to crash off, to be fair, but still did not look very comfortable. Forium, by the way, has now got a 1.5 seconds lead, and he is pushing it very hard indeed, as you would expect from the Force India driver, who is obviously our reigning champion. Probably one of the only drivers on the grid to have taken a win every season for the last 3 seasons. Of course, he's only been here since the end of Season 3, but he's been on the top step of the podium many times before, and this one looks like it could well be another trip to the top step. We will find out, of course, later on. It's a long race, only the end of lap 6 now, but he certainly is enjoying himself out there. Meanwhile, at the back, we do have a very intriguing battle with Nick Nike, Alex Musica and the Pirates. May only be for P12, but they're certainly giving it a good go. Look how close they all are as they head for turn 9, and the Pirate really pushing the track limits there. Lucky maybe not to crash off there, because he was certainly running the risk of that. But yeah, this is I think the closest fight on track, maybe apart from Mebe and Calkers, which is more likely to produce an overtake if I'm honest with you. So we'll watch this one. Obviously fresh softs versus the mediums. We'll see what happens. Down towards turn 1, I mean the gap is about 5/10 of a second, but on this type of straight that will close very quickly. And down towards turn 1, Mebe is going to put Calkers outside the point scoring positions. Into P11 goes the Mercedes driver, and meanwhile behind, Nick Nike does stay ahead of Alex Musica and the Pirate. So plenty of early battling here at the Spanish Grand Prix. Hello to the 10 viewers as well, hope you're all enjoying the race. Barry giving me the GGs in there, cheers. And yeah, been a pretty crazy start to the race. Unfortunately, CYP FIFA, he is trying to 2-stop, but he already sort of fell that far down at the start that I don't see that working. I believe he's probably miles behind the leader already. Look at that, 30 seconds. So yeah, he's got to put again on top of that. He may well not get into points today, but we'll see. Retirements could change that later on, so we will find out. Now I'm interested to why the Pirate isn't catching the back of Alex Musica, because he's on the softs, which you would expect to be a bit quicker at this stage. I don't know how overheating it is. I know it's bad, but yeah, sometimes it can just be weird on the tires and could make a quicker tire look slower. That's probably what happened to CRP because he just had no pace whatsoever, did he? He was just so slow. And yeah, Pirates struggling out there then on themselves, and that will probably reflect how these guys are also struggling as well. R2 is still up there in P2, but he's nearly going to fall 2 seconds outside the lead already. And the field, unfortunately, really is sort of opening up quite a bit here. As you can see, the only sort of gaps that are closing is Spacer to Millix, and that's really about it. Of course, we're still yet to see really what the alternate strategy drivers will do. Blunt currently only 12 seconds off the lead, which isn't too bad for these tyres. And I imagine he will lead this race for a while anyway, before having to make his first pit stop, his only pit stop, hopefully. And he could play himself into a good position later on. Speaking of the pit stops, expect them to be starting at around lap 11. And maybe, yeah, it's a sort of small pit window, I feel here. Only sort of 2 or 3 laps, because the tyres just fall off a cliff, quite frankly. And you don't see it this dramatic at many circuits, but yeah, certainly one where tyre wear will just catch up on you and overheating as well. So around lap 11 to 13, I suggest anyway people to pit at. We'll see what they do. I think Forium last season, if I remember correctly, pitted extremely early and took a set of mediums further than anyone could even have imagined he would do. So we know that he can pit whenever he wants. He's pretty gosh darn good at it. And his pit light is on, as you can see, actually, on his steering wheel. A few others have that. Top 3 do. Millix doesn't. Speedster does. Obviously, Blunt doesn't. Evo, Snow, yeah, so a few of them don't actually have the light on, but a few of them do. So we'll see what the people with the light on do. Forium does stay out, so does R2, and so the surface. It's just too early to pit. So there's no real point in doing it. And as you can see, Forium is still stretching his lead out now to 2.5 seconds nearly, or it's starting to go down again. So, who knows what's going to happen? Guess there's only one way to find out, and that's keep watching, because it's a long way to go. Pit stops could change this. Like I say, look out for Blunt. Look out for Blunt in this one, because Certainly, I've seen on this track before, alternate strategy drivers are going to have a great time at the end, just carving their way through the field. Now, only DRS battle is Alex Musica versus Nick Nike for P12. Not quite close enough for a move, I don't think, but certainly there. Although Alex Musica has used all the ERS look down to 19%. Meanwhile, Nick Nike has got plenty more anyway. Apologies if you can hear a plane outside. That isn't my PlayStation, although you could be mistaken for thinking that it is. Apologies, I'm not is that a plane or is that my plane? I can't tell. I think it is a plane. I hope it's a plane, because if that's my PlayStation, it's the end of the world. What? I'm just confused. Just let me move on. Just move on. Stop talking about your PlayStation. Ah, dear. I don't lie when I say it's a jet. I don't lie when I say it's a jet engine. Oh my goodness. I'm just gonna be quiet now. Anyway, well, no, I'm not, because I'm commentating. But yeah, R2 is not keeping the gap from going too far, which is good for the race. Undercut could be possible as a result of that, but I will see. I imagine these two will probably put on the same lap, because for him, he wouldn't take the risk. I don't think it doesn't make much sense to take the risk. And Alex Musica still close to Nick Nike, but struggling. Not going to get past anytime soon, I don't think, because it's just sliding everywhere. Not a very comfortable rival. Spitting the Pirate in, broken front wing, not going to display his slower pace. He will go to the end from now, I imagine. CYP FIFA right on the back of 6 Sails, who is struggling a lot at the moment on his mediums, and CYP FIFA should find a pretty easy way past. DRS enabled. Not quite going to happen into T10, I don't think, but he's certainly setting up some moves as 6 Seals continues to slide. Speedster, first guy at the top 5 to pit, and CYP FIFA still trying to find a way through. He's getting closer, and he may have a go on the outside for the last chicane. 6 Seals sort of just pushed him out of the way rather aggressively. Some could say that's just not very fair, but round the final corner, onto the front straight. Now, is Speedster going to jump the two of them? He should do, and that would sort of suggest, well, it wouldn't suggest, it will show how much CIP FIFA has actually lost, really having started on the slower tyre. He's behind Speedster, and he's going to have to pit again, so that's really costing him. He's not going to be in the points. I don't think he's going to be in the points. I just don't see it happening. But we'll find out, I guess, later on. Now, for him, in the final sector, his fuel is actually running low, so he's really pushing it out there. I wasn't lying. And for the gap to only be 2.1 seconds, maybe it's going to be more close than you think. But yeah, R2 does put on the same lap, and Surface, and Millix will stay out then. Millix stays out and will lead this race. May not get the full lap out of it, but R2 is ahead. I thought he jumped him there for a second, but hasn't quite. And I think that's just, yeah, he had a further pit stop. Had a mini heart attack there for a second. Thought I missed a very important move, but hadn't. So woohoo! Now Mebe is now caught under the back of a struggling 6 Seals. And look at this, down to turn 1. This might be close. 6 Seals vaguely defends. It's not really looking very strong. Ah, 6 Seals slides a lot. He was doing this earlier. That's how he was overtaken so easy by the CIP FIFA. And Mebe on the inside for turn 4. Doesn't quite go for it. He thought about it though. And he has the exit speed. Look at this, he's just so much quicker. 5 lap fresher tyres, quicker compound. It should be an easy move, and there he goes up into P8 in this race. But like CRP, he will have to pit again, unfortunately for him. No, his top three has actually got a little bit further apart by the looks of it. Certainly, Thorium has got ahead of Archie by a lot more. Just wonder if Archie was held up possibly by Thorium's exiting Force India when he left his garage. Maybe the game made him wait a second or two. Milix now pits, and Blunt will take over the lead, and he will have that lead for some time now. I imagine he'd be pitting maybe lap, don't know, like lap 20, 21, something like that. Possibly later. We'll just have to wait and see what he can do. Milix, is he going to be ahead of Surface here? Yes. He jumps that Ferrari man. And warmer tyres though, and a two-stop strategy? Ah. Milix trying something different then. I am reading that right. Yeah. He went from soft to soft. So, are we going to see a super end to his race then when everyone else is on the mediums? This is interesting. We've just been given an extra dimension to this race, and it's a very interesting one, and it could be a real shame actually for him, because if it doesn't work, he had just found his way onto the podium. Oh, he's gonna crash! Oh, he spins! Hits the wall! He's gonna hit the wall again on the other side, and that strategy has been stopped in its tracks, quite literally. And such a shame. That was looking like it was going to be a very interesting strategy for the Haas driver, but he just pushed it too hard and lost it on the exit of turn 9. That's such a shame, because that was looking like a very interesting strategy. I guess we will never find out now just how good that was going to be for him. He has lost approximately 10 seconds. Oh man, he will have pace, but just imagine if he had that pace against the leaders. He only would have had 2 cars to pass to be the net leader. So yeah, Milix really went and got that one a bit wrong. He does though, like I say, still at the pace. He will still likely finish in somewhere high. Although we have had 0 retirements in this race so far, so he could just fall down last. But we'll just wait and see. Let's just say he's thanking his lucky stars that he hit the wall very softly. I don't even think he got damage from it, because it was literally just a little scrape on the wall, barely a hit. And he'd probably lost quite a lot of speed by then. I mean, he was spinning for a long time. He spun practically the whole way down the straight. And through turn 9 again, he's stuck on the back of Mebe. He tried to keep ahead of him actually when he recovered, but didn't quite, because Mebe had the inside line. And once again, the Toro Rosso driver will have the inside line. But Milik is going to go side by side through here. That's not a great idea, and he does back out. And he's going for the exits again. He's really making Mebe defend it. I think Mebe just lost it, and they're both into the wall. And if his race wasn't going badly enough already, Milix has got lost and he's got onto the old circuit. And we'll have to pit again as Mebe escapes into the pit as well. And that's a crash into the pit wall. Milix has done a DC. Oh, man. It's such a shame to see a really promising race just go so wrong. That's a real shame. Oh, by the way, in the chat, just about 10 minutes ago, I missed this one. From N1 Gamma. Can't wait for the A1 race today from Zeros. I may have butchered the name. Let's try it again. Zeros. I don't know. Zeros. I'm gonna assume that's how I meant to say it. So yeah, that is obviously happening after this. I'm not sure if it's being streamed or not, but it is happening. So even if any of you in here are racing in it, good luck. Hope you have some fun, and hope you win. I mean, obviously you can't all win. If there's any of you actually here in that race, you can't all win, but you can try. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. But yeah, point is, good luck. And we are now past the halfway point here, and unfortunately we have seen a strategy that was looking really interesting just go down the drain in just very quickly. It felt like watching Sebastian Vettel, quite frankly. No offence, but it did. And looks like Six Seals is causing more problems. He hasn't pitted yet, and he is struggling. Somehow still in P8, probably thanks to all the pit stops. But now falling down again. The crowd cheer very loudly for that move. They seem very happy with it. From Alex Musica in Antonio Giovinazzi's car. Thief. But yeah, up to P8 then. The Cyber Driver goes. I imagine Nick Knight will get pie pretty quickly as well. Obviously, that is a genuine fight for points thanks to Mebe and Milik's incident. So all these moves are important. Oh, that's a big slide. Don't bottle it. Because, I mean, Six Tails isn't... I mean, they're all sort of going to have to pit, I think, at some point again. I don't see any of them getting to the end, but it's just really about who gets to the end with the best tyres, as Six Tails just gets it all wrong in the braking, hits the back of Nick Knight, and loses the spot. Down to P10. Somehow, he's still on the points. He's probably surprised by that himself, quite frankly. He's been struggling a lot out there today. And Forium, now this is going to be fun. Forium, he is now catching up to the back of Blunt, our race leader. And Milik's does retire there. That's at the same corner as he lost it earlier, except this time it has taken him out, and like a pretty hefty whack into the barrier as well. And so ends the sorry tale of Milik's 1 Haas in the lead. The other one in the wall. He's going to pass his chicken teammate. Look out on the right hand side. There he is, out of the race. And then despawning. What a shame to see a race that looks so promising, actually. Look, so intriguing to just go wrong like that. But we do have now a leading battle. Maybe a little bit artificial, but it is still a leading battle. This will still go into the highlights package if anyone ever makes them. I don't know if anyone makes highlight packages these days. But imagine there was one. This would go into it. Now, round the final corner, these two come. I sort of hope that Blunt will fight this one hard, but I just worry he doesn't have tyres for it. For him on the inside, there's just no defence, is there? Blunt loses the lead. For him up into his rightful first position, and he'll probably run away with this one now. For him should be now on the path to victory, as long as nothing else goes wrong for him, or nothing has gone wrong yet. But nothing goes wrong, then he's fine. That's my point I'm trying to make. But I'm muddling up my words again. I'm not very good at this. I should retire. But yeah, Nick Knight now still on the back of Alex Musica. I've just taken off gaps. Let's just get that menu off the screen so I don't mess it up anymore. And this is for P8. These guys will all be pitting from 6th down to 10th once again. And of course Blunt will pit in again too. So plenty still to happen. So don't fall asleep yet. Don't go away yet. There's still some interesting stuff to happen. And we've still got 15 laps of this race yet. A track probably, just when I'm thinking about it, these drivers will probably know the best out of any track. Of course, any league ever has probably used this one as a test track, maybe apart from this one. But that's not the point. Most people probably use this as a test track. So, yeah. These guys will probably all know it pretty well. Just thought I'd point that out. So that's probably where we're seeing a little less mistakes. I don't want to say that. Alex Musica is making a few. And it probably had more time to strategize around here as well. That's why we're probably seeing quite a lot of different ones. Just a theory, obviously. But, yeah. Alex Musica somehow isn't going to pit, and Nick Knight is. You would have thought it'd be the other way around there, but nope. Williams. There they are. Getting ready to serve their driver to put some softs on. And Evos retires from the race. What's happened to him? That looks like it's happened in the front straight. I really hope it didn't happen in the pits. I don't think... Oh, it might have done. Oh, yikes. Did it happen in the pit lane? I really hope it didn't, but I'm fearing that it did. We're not going to see his car, are we? Where is it? It's somewhere. Ah, well, he's out anyway. And now R2 catching up to the back of Blunt. Should be rather easy to catch in person. He will pit, in fact. I was thinking he may do that. And is there any remnants of a cyber down here? Where did Evils go? He just sort of disappears like he was never here in the first place. It's a really odd situation there. So, it's gonna be the soft compound tyres, of course, for the Haas driver. I don't really know where he would expect to come. I assume he'll probably want 5th. That's probably all he can get really out of this one at this point. But just depends what pace he's got, I guess. He's got 13 laps to decide anyway what he's going to do. And we will certainly be watching that one as it happens now. Pit stops are all happening. Alex Musica changing the front wing. 6 Seals coming back out again, so Alex Musica will fall down to not quite last, or will he? I think he will, yes, the gaps were lying to me. So Alex Musica is last now. Maybe may find himself under some pressure now because he's got Nick around him. Yeah, and that's only about 3 seconds, and 6 Seals may catch him too. Although he doesn't look very good on the track, he still looks like he's sliding around quite a bit. We are now at the 2/3 point in this race, and for him, he has been the man throughout, really. CIP into the pits for the 2nd time now. Just had the wrong strategy, so it was never really going to work out for him. Let's see where he comes out. Going to be another set of the supers. They're not going to make it to the end, and luckily the game changes it. The game lied. Apologies, it's not my fault. But on to soft he goes. At least this way he'll probably get some battles though, because here comes his teammate down the main straight. Oh no, he's ahead of him. I fear it's going to be a boring end to the race for him then. Maybe though, he's going to have some fun catching the back of Kalkers, surprisingly enough. And then Nick Knight catching him. So yeah, what is going to happen for these guys? I hope it'll blossom into a battle, but I feel it won't. But only one way to find out. For him, you'll see him at the top of the screen there, possibly. We didn't quite. But he started another lap there. Lap 23, yellows in sector 1 somewhere. That is Alex Musica. Now he's going to get caught quite quickly, I feel, by for him, but he does retire anyway. You will see that car though. That is the exit of turn 3. And it is stopped there. And it tries to come on. R2 avoiding, Surface avoiding as well. Space, I mean, they're all getting progressively closer to crashing into that stricken car as it tries to get onto the track. Luckily no one did hit it though, because that would have just been extremely unfortunate. Well, I know we're rev glitching here, but let's just see, is that car gone yet? Yeah, there it is there, on the inside of turn 4, out of harm's way. And unfortunately now we're down to 11 drivers in this race. So let's have a look at the biggest winners and losers so far. Let's just go from top to bottom, shall we? For him then, our race leader, he has gained 1 position only from PG on the grid, but he's made that one pretty important, as it's going to give him the win by the looks of it today. R2, good pace today. I mean, it's not like he's fallen away very much from for him, but he is 3.8 seconds off. Doesn't look like he's going to catch him. But he has made 2 places today, so he should be rather happy with that. Surface, only guy still running who hasn't lost or gained a position on the grid today yet. He's running 3rd, and Space, his teammate, has made 1 up to 4th. So it's certainly a better race for Ferrari today so far than last race. Luckily, they haven't been off in Narnia yet either. Blunt, biggest winner, made 7 spots today on his course to 5th. He should finish there, really, unless there's some catastrophic accidents. We've got Seap FIFA, our pole sitter, and also, surprisingly enough, the biggest loser. First down to 6th, picked the wrong strategy, and maybe lose another spot to his teammate. We'll wait and see what happens there. Speaking of him, he's made 2 spots, Kalkers, looking to make that 3. Mebe is now possibly going to be under some pressure from Nick Knight. Them two have both lost places from the start. Mebe 1 and Nick Knight in the Williams 3. 6 Seals hasn't quite had the pace today, but he has gained 4 spots. from last place, so he will take that. It's also a point, so he can't really complain as he dips the wheel into the gravel. As long as he, once again, keeps it on track, he'll come away with something, you'd imagine. And the Pirate, last place, has fallen down 3 spots and is the last guy running on track. Our 3 retirements, the 2 Cybers, Alex Musica and Evos, who have lost 2 places and no places, respectively. And then Millix Jr., who had such a good race brewing. And it all, well, I say good, interesting is probably a better word to say it. Either way, it was intriguing. And unfortunately, it all ended at turn 9 when he got it completely wrong. Went for a few spins, hit the wall, and then had a crash and maybe a lap later. And you can see the diary's still there from when he crashed at turn 9 again. Just a few laps later after that to end his race. And that is why we are here now. That's where we've got to. And with not too long left to go now, lap 25 out of 33, it's not quite over yet. So stay tuned as Nick Knight engages in battle with maybe. The DRS is enabled. He's getting closer. Nice, someone else in the chat. Montana in the chat. Evening, hello. Oh yes, fast slaps. I shall certainly show you that. I've completely forgotten to even look at that. So Calker's out there in the Mercedes. Fastest lap of the race so far for him in 19.3. Now, sometimes you will see people at the back of the grid maybe pit at the end and go for a fastest lap, so we could see that taken later on. But I don't think anyone's really got close to that 19.3 on this race so far, so yeah, good job from Calkers there to get the fastest lap. But yeah, that's where we're standing with that. And yeah, look, oh, Speedster. Interestingly, he's caught his teammate up. And so we could see a bit of a swap in position then for the 2 Ferrari boys. Now obviously last time these two got very close, it ended in Narnia, quite frankly. There's no other way to say it. It did. And that's because we had, I think, 3 abreast, 4 of them as well involved, and it just, oh, it was a bit of a mess. If you missed it, do go ahead and watch it. And yeah, watch it after this one. Anyway, Nick Knight down the inside of Mebe and up into 8th place. Now, just quickly, you've seen Montana there asking about the 2-stop or 1-stop or 2-stop. Which one is the better strategy? I can show you what these guys have done, if you would like. Where do I go for that? I forget all the time. There you go. Stops. So, top 5 are all on the 1-stop. Blunt actually did do the alternate strategy. You can see he's in the softs there, starting on the mediums, and I will show you that he is the biggest winner. 7 spots gained on the alternate strategy. A 1-stop strategy it was for him. Our pole sitter, he started on softs, or sorry, supers, and went to softs and softs, and that clearly hasn't worked out for him very well. Most of these 2-stoppers are mainly done through damage, I think. So, personally, if you're looking at which strategy is the best, I would certainly suggest the 1-stop. And if you're feeling ambitious, try the alternate strategy on the 1-stop, because if you're quick enough, then that is certainly the best one out there. Most spots gained from Blunt. So, I hope that helps. Obviously, I don't know what would happen in wet weather, but yeah, you can work it out for yourself, I guess. Anyway, these guys are getting close, the 2 Ferraris. And like I say, if you didn't watch Australia, do try and watch it after this one, because it got pretty saucy up at the front. Where these two were, they were, I think, dominating that race, if I remember correctly, and it just sort of went disastrously wrong. And just 6 laps to go, including this one here, for these guys to sort it out. 5/10 of a second. Certainly looks like Speed says quicker than Surface. Down to turn 1. Not really going to go for a, massive move, I don't think, at this point. They need to be sure they don't crash before they go for a move. And, yeah. Very close to each other indeed. That sort of came out of nowhere, if I'm honest. I don't really remember seeing them two this close. Just curiously, I'm not sure there's been any penalties given out. Okay, there have been a few. Millix has one, and who's that? Pirate has one, Alex Musica. They are all sort of not factors though. Only the big guys got penalties in there. Not really seeing much there. CIP, FIFA, Nick Knight having some. So these guys have generally kept it rather clean when it comes to the penalties. Although Forium does have one. Now that could be important for the end of the race. We will have to wait and see though. The gap is currently 4.3 seconds up in the lead. So if R2 closes that down, I'll quickly just check. It's probably quicker actually to check it this way. Let's see. The one penalty for Forium and R2 with not even a warning. So if he closes that gap down, then it could be a pretty happy day. But the question is, does he know that Forium's got a penalty? I mean, I completely even missed it, to be honest with you. So yeah, we could see a late twist if R2 gets his pace up. But we'll wait to see what happens there. Obviously, Forium, he's low on fuel. He may actually end up slowing down towards the end. That isn't out of the realms of possibility here. So this race could genuinely, potentially, come out of his own hands for him. So we will have to wait and see. Jeff sometimes tells you when there's penalties for guys ahead, but it doesn't tell you all the time. So let's just hope that R2's been given that radio message. He's got a penalty ahead. Catch him. Because it'd be pretty interesting to see a late sort of, not real battle, but, well, yeah, it is a battle, just not, you know, side-by-side battling. More 3 seconds apart battles. Anyway, lap 30 has been started. Speedster still closing down his teammate, but not quite able to get past him. Calkers, by the way, on the back of his team. We've got 2 Ferraris and 2 Mercedes fighting for third and 6th for the 2 teams there. So not quite what we're used to seeing him in real F1, but still not too bad. And round the final corner comes Calgers, fastest lap member of the race. I assume it hasn't been changed. I think Six Seals did pit, but he went onto an old set of tyres. Anyway, here down to turn 1, very close, but not quite close enough. I did say earlier that there would be issues with Slipstream here. It doesn't always really work great with a DRS, and we're seeing there, DRS isn't really helping them massively in these late stages when they're sort of equal on the tyres. It just isn't making much of a difference whatsoever. It's just keeping the other car close. R2 is starting to close that gap down, because I'm sure Forium will have to start saving fuel at some point. We could see a very interesting end to this race. The gap is 0.7 of a second here, and it's now 6. R2 is coming close to taking a victory here, so we'll have to wait and see what happens. Speedster though has a look as well on his teammate. This is very tense. He's ending laps here. Forium will be aware he's got the penalty. Will R2 be aware? Will R2 continue to close that down? They've both got ERS, but Forium not as much. Still fuel issues in that Force India. So the full advantage here is on R2. He's got the free track ahead of him. He's got no dirty air to worry about. If he just gets his foot down and closes this gap down in the next 2 laps, we could be seeing the Williams driver taking victory here. The gap 0.5 of a second. What is going to happen here in the closing laps? We've still got the Ferraris very close to each other as well, and the 2 Mercedes as well through turn 3. Flashbacks to 2016, but not quite going for the move on the inside into turn 4. But my goodness, I didn't think we'd be seeing the end of the race this tense, but suddenly it's all sort of exploded into life here due to a single penalty. 3 little mistakes before him build up, you know, and they do create this. He is still having fuel problems. He is now pulling away though, but R2 surely from this point on has to be going full TT sweat mode, and you can see he's taking the lines. Speedster, by the way, side by side with his teammate, gets through, and so Surface Surface does then fall down behind his teammate. That was looking likely to happen, unfortunately. But Surface will still try it around the outside. He's still going to stick it right around the outside of his own teammate there. And doesn't quite get through. A bit of a slide there. Gap increasing between R2 and Forium. Forium really does look to still be pushing this one very hard indeed. He is, though, going a bit wide in some of the corners. Is that giving him warnings here? He has got 2 warnings on the last 2 laps. He's really going for this here. Blunt gets a penalty. Knick-Knack gets a penalty. Forium has to keep it on the track. Does not need to take too many risks here. He's a second now clear. So if he just doesn't get any more warnings, he should win this race. But he is certainly making it a little bit more difficult for himself. Final lap is about to start then here in Catalonia. Forium is now a second clear of where he needs to be, but his fuel is now critical. The warning light is on. Does he realise what will happen in the last lap? Will he run out of fuel at the end? He has to start saving it, but he's still pushing. What's he gonna do? He doesn't look like he's accelerating too quickly now. I'm trying to see if it even says in his dash if he's cruising, but he certainly is cruising now. He's going to be out of DRS. He's going to be out of ERS. Sorry. Oh man. So what could catch him out here? We could see the fuel catch him out, or we could see track limits catch him out, or we could see both of them at the same time. Look at him through turn 9. That warning light still on. The fuel situation is still critical. He goes wide. Just about keeps it alive there. Gap now 6/10, and we now wait to see what is going to happen with his fuel tank. Is he going to have enough to get to the line? Because if he even just runs out on the final corner, that could screw him over. Look how slow he is. He is cruising this one to the line. Through the final chicane. This is where we find out. Does the fuel hold on? Let's see. I think it will. Forium to the line. He made it difficult for himself, but he takes the victory here in Spain by just 0.4 of a second. And Speedster got by his teammate near the end, but not on penalties. Surface takes third. Speedster's fourth. Here comes Blunt round the final corner. He's going to come home and take 5th place. Great race from him. And it looks like Calkers is ahead of his teammate in the end. And a great performance from him in the closing laps. See what positions gained. He did make 3 places as well, and CYP FIFA did he did actually lose 6 there in the end, but Calkers to the line takes 6th, and CYP FIFA falls down. He may even fall down forever. Here's Knick-Knack and Mebe passes. Knick-Knack does not, and 6 Sail's actually under some pressure from the Pirate here, and that shouldn't really be an overtake on track. Certainly could be something to deal with in penalties though. I know these guys have some stop goes to worry about, and it looks like Pirate did get 6 kills in the end there on penalties, and he did indeed. And so a tense end to that race, and Forium made it difficult for himself, but he did just about get there by 0.4 of a second, and we see him once again on the top step of the podium, some which you've seen already this season. And also it's R2 in second once again, certainly closer than the 2.6 seconds it was in Australia, but it's getting closer. Will R2 come out and take his first victory of the season next time out? We'll have to wait and see, but there's your podium. It is Forium from R2, and then Surface, your top 3. So nearly identical to Australia, but not quite. We had Calkers down in 6th there instead of 3rd. But there you go. That has been your Spanish Grand Prix for SLR. I apologise for being late. My PSN ran out literally minutes before the lobby opened. I didn't realise that it was meant to go out today, but I got it sorted. As you can probably tell, with the stream being on. And that is not going to be an issue for the rest of the season. So yeah, apologies for that once again, but thank you for watching, for those of you who did, and I will see you, and maybe Ben as well with me. I don't think Ben, you can't blame Ben for being here. I did tell him I wouldn't be, so that's not on him, but he will be here next week, I imagine, with me, and we will see you then. So enjoy the rest of your Sunday. If anyone was in the IndyCar tonight, hope you enjoy that as well. It's going to be a cracker of a race. And everyone in A1 who's here as well, good luck for that. That'll be coming up next here on the SLR channel. And until next time, safe travels.